Welcome to this week's Swarf and Chips 10-minute tour. I am at the Wath Group with William Bedford, director here.
Hello.
Hello. And this company, you weren't machining 2 years ago, were you?
No. Machining was an alien concept to us. Wouldn't think about touching it. Wasn't even in our mindset.
And then you've just spent how much on machines?
Close to £1 million.
Okay, that's a good advert. So this Swarf and Chips 10-minute tour, sponsored by Interco. We're going to be covering some of the machines you chose and why. You've been doing some tool testing as well, work holding, maybe some of the problems that you've come up against, but this is going to be a really interesting show. Now, first off, this machine, I've already seen this machine before in Haas's facility, and we did a video on it, and I know you watched the video, and it's the actual machine.
It is the exact machine, down to the serial number. It's we knew about the machine for a while, but we had the ability to expand.
Yep.
Watched the video just to check we're getting what we thought we're getting.
Yes.
And yes, it's now in our shop. It's what only landed a week ago.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so landed last Tuesday. And commissioned the day after, and we've been running a few test cuts, playing with Kennametal.
Okay.
They lent us one of their new Fix 8 tools, which you might see flying around. So we're the first ones.
Can you show us the tools there then?
Yeah, so like I say, there's at the moment we're still experimenting, trying to set it so we have a set group of tools in here which we avoid taking off and on. It's a very simple 2-axis lathe.
Yep.
So big rougher. This is the Kennametal Fix 8, which is what we're playing with. It's a tangentially mounted insert, so we've been using it to rough like 5mm depth of cut off stainless.
Wow.
So it's stainless 316 part. This is a 10-inch billet. Traditionally we'd have to use like a CNMG and just peel it away fairly moderately, but the chips that we had flying off of this was quite good fun. So yeah, we're using a 0.6 feed, surface speed of 100. And a 5mm depth of cut.
Well, Will is quite a genius here. You've been talking to us about machining, and we're going to go. I'll show you the rest of the machine shop. But you've been talking to us as though machining is a hobby for you. It's not a job. It's not all about money, is it for you? It's you just love it.
It's a passion. It's there's very few people I know that get to wake up in the morning and say I love what I do.
I do that, by the way. I do that.
But to be fair, I can't complain. It is one of those jobs where I get to do something different every day, and I don't want to say play, because I think play sounds irresponsible, but I get to try new things, attack new challenges on a daily basis. And in the machining sector, I get a different challenge pretty much every other day.
You know what? I think most engineers that are watching this will probably be agreeing with you, because when we've asked people before, a lot of the time is the fact that you get to be creative and you get to make parts. You know, you were talking about earlier, you get, on a Monday, you want someone to come in with an idea, then you want to get it up into paper, you want to get it into programmed, and you want to get it on the machine by the end of the week.
Yeah, we were literally, so the whole concept as a business is, so again, family-run business, 40 years. Again, we cover all different sectors, from oil and gas, petrochemical, pharmaceutical, you name it, we deal with it. It's especially subcontract design solutions. Now, machining was a logical step. So we were designing products for our EX market. And what was happening is we couldn't get the prototypes. We couldn't get stuff back in our hands quick enough.
Yeah.
So we actually started, so we thought, well, let's take a punt. And we got a Haas Super Mini Mill 2, tiny thing in comparison to the machines around us. And with the help of Haas and the different tooling companies, we were basically getting this machine to basically move around the workshop a little bit. We were taking big knife.
You were pushing it to
We were
its
pushing
limits.
it too far, getting a bit of spindle wobble, because we were pushing it a bit too hard. But we took it back. So Haas took it back off us because we needed to grow. So what we did is we upgraded to a straight to a 5-axis. So a UMC 500. So that's the 1000.
That's the next one.
That's the next one. So we trade just before Christmas. We traded in our 500, and we went straight to a 1000 SS.
Just really quickly on that note, just take a look at here, because I want to show you off this Microlock work holding. However, we will come back to this in a moment, because I want to talk about the UMC 1000 then. So what were you saying then? You traded it in for this machine?
Yeah. So we needed a bigger work envelope. So for me, my entire journey's been based around 5 axes. Okay, we had the mini mill, which was a 3-axis machine. It was in this workshop no longer than 6 weeks. We got it, we did a bit of learning, bit of training, went down to Haas's training centre where the F1 team is located, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
And we picked it up pretty quickly, but we worked with the CAM system, so we use Fusion. So Haas have a really good partnership with Fusion and Autodesk. So that's what we kind of offline program everything where possible.
Yeah, you don't really want to program at the machine for the parts that you're making, do you? That's what you said earlier.
Well, if you're programming at the machine, it's not running. You can't. Your machine's not spinning. So what's the point? But the beauty with Fusion is, they're always expanding it. Your post processors, especially with Haas. Like I say, there are other machine tool providers out there, but Haas have been very kind to us and looked after us.
And I think that's the most important thing. They've been kind to you, they've looked after you, and all around here there's only Haas machines.
Yes.
So, and they're not paying for this at all, don't worry. It's
not
just affiliated
you like to Haas.
So, right, work holding. There was another issue that you came up against, because in this, it's only 2 years, you wanted to, present more parts to the spindle,
yes.
Hence, of course, the work holding solution that you've got on the EC400. But on this occasion, it was different. Your setup times were slightly longer than you wanted.
Yes. The thing is, because we do different batch work, so sometimes we might be making a one-off. So a client might say, I've got this idea on a piece of paper, can we knock it together? So like on a Monday, we'll sketch it up, 3D print it, see how it feels, and then literally straight to machining within a few days, if we've got the capacity for it. And what we're finding was, when we're trying to set up in here, we needed different options, different solutions to allow us to either hold a square part or we'll quickly machine a soft jaw. So this is like a 0-point clamping system. So we got this through Microlock work holding solutions. So it's one of their beds as well, which we modified, but we can quite easily just put the airline on, pull off this bed, we can put different jigs and fixtures. So it means that we can very quickly turn around the machine.
Yeah, and that's key, obviously, to profit and everything. And let's just go on to the V4S, because also probing was a big thing for you as well.
Yeah, so like I say, anybody that's starting off, I would always recommend
Look at this on the table.
Yeah, buy a probe. All our machines have got probing systems in. It just set up, simplicity, you can check your work. So we can chase very tight tolerances because of this. And
what are you working to?
Typically between 10 to 5 microns is what we aim for. The drawing doesn't always say it, but out of pride we'll always chase that repeatability, because if you're not trying to chase it, you shouldn't be doing it. But with the probes, so we'll run our roughing cuts, we'll probe the part, we'll offset, we'll in-cycle probe. The best thing with Haas at the moment and Fusion Autodesk is they've created like a link system, so you can do in-cycle part alignments. So if you're out slightly, second ops, I can do probing, so I can basically treat this like a CMM machine. Even though I've got my CMM machine, I can get that twin validation, so I know that the parts I'm producing are correct.
It's peace of mind.
It is. The ability to trust in your machines is paramount, because if you don't trust what's coming off that machine, there's no point in running that spindle. All this would be a waste of money if I wasn't getting the product which I require.
William, you're really passionate, so we'll just kind of close the video off a little bit now. So you've got some fantastic machines here. You're so passionate about engineering. We kind of picked up from you why you're in this industry and how you love being creative. What do you want to do going forward? What are your plans? Because, in 2 years, you've got all of this. In another 2, in another 10.
So in another 2, I'm always looking to expand, but my ethos is we need to be efficient. So there is obviously potential in our setup for maybe automation, maybe robot, maybe a FANUC loading robot. There's always more capacity. Everyone wants a new machine, everyone wants something to bigger, better cuts. But for us, we need to see what's next. Because we are building products for ourselves, yes, we have capacity for subcontract. Our partners, they come to us with a job, we'll always attack it and try and be the most cost-effective solution for them. But most of our products are in-house. So I need to assess what's next on the horizon, what's the next big product that we need to bring. And that's where all these machines have come from. They've come from internal product development that allows us to how do we make this the quickest? How do we make this the best possible way?
Advice for any engineers out there, because I know you're struggling to find staff as well. I think you're saying that's we know that's quite across the industry too.
It is a nightmare. It is a issue, but more for, I don't want to say the older generation, I want to say more for the younger generation. Fusion 360 is something which I would recommend to anybody who's trying to trying to learn the basics.
And then some.
And then some. Everything which we've got here is based off a bit of self-taught. I'm not apprentice trained. I am electronic engineer.
But we love that. We absolutely love that, because your passion for the industry just shows off straight away.
But it's finding the right tools. Like I said, we talk about this. It's trying to find the right tools, find the right people around you to support you and to help drive you forward. Now, I've found that with different tooling companies that work with me. I've found it with the machine tool, with Haas. They've looked after me. Same with Matt, with Microlock, the work holding. Everyone's worked with me
as a partner.
And it's that relationship and the ability to give somebody that call. I've got an issue. How do we solve it? Has been paramount, has been perfect for me.
Yeah.
So
you can tell your passion, your partnerships, even the like Matt and the team. They've been here today talking to yourself.
A few grey hairs.
And a few grey hairs. I'm sure some engineers will be like, yeah, I agree with that too. Look, thank you so much for letting us have a tour around your facility.
Thank
2
you.
years ago, you didn't have any of this.
No.
2 years on, you've got this now. So let's just imagine what this facility is going to look like in another 2 years. And I hope that we as a team collectively can come back, visit here, or maybe another building, because you've expanded that much.
Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going, Linz. Thank you so much for allowing us in, and thank you so much for watching. If you would like a tour around your machine shop, then do contact us at MTD CNC.